last time we saw LeBron James, he literally crowned himself after dropping 36 points. What did he prove to you in that game?
Well, this is the thing. I don't think he proved anything. I think there's been questions this last year. Can he helm a championship team still? We saw the way their first 40, 50 games went, but ultimately the way they finished strong lets us know that LeBron is right there, especially if he's got an AD playing that way. But
here's the deal. The key matchup that you're watching, it might not even actually involve LeBron James tonight. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at AD. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at, how AD is going to play, and we got to don't stat me for you. That's what we have later. It's going to be amazing because we're going to really
Ooh, we got to don't stat me. Let's get into it, sir, because we know that LeBron James is going to be key to what happens tonight. But really, Anthony Davis, like you mentioned, let's see it.
Anthony Davis has been on everyone's list when you're talking about the 5 most important players in the postseason. And look at this. In his 2 games, right? 2 games versus the Timberwolves, he's shooting 50% for 38 points. That is his highest versus any team, minimum of 2 games, right? This look good. This not bad. But this is the problem. That's against Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert ain't playing. It's about time that I blow your minds. 37.7 field goal percentage against Karl Anthony Towns. You're like, wait, Karl Anthony Towns isn't a great defender? Well, when he sees his Kentucky #1 pick brother right there, he becomes an elite defender. Roll the tape. This is what Karl Anthony Towns does, right? He's got the size and quickness to actually match up against Anthony Davis. I don't know if he's got the athleticism, but he makes him take very difficult shots. 37%. That is his worst. And this is not a 2-game sample. This is a 5-year sample, 37%. Now he forces them into difficult shots. Watch this. Watch this. This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know about Anthony Davis. In this game, can he not shoot 37%? If he shoots closer to the Rudy Gobert numbers, Lakers are going to win. If he shoots 37% and Karl Anthony Towns gets going, it's going to be a problem. Lakers going to be battling in that 8 spot.
Well, we know that this is a very different Lakers team than we saw even in February, because we know that at that time, right before the All-Star break, they were 5 games under 500. But since then, look what they've done. They've gone 16-7. That is the second best record in the NBA in that span, behind who? Yeah, the #1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks. And we know Richard Jefferson, he knows a little something about winning alongside LeBron James, but so does Danny Green. Danny, you were on that 2020 team in the bubble that won it all. And I know Anthony Davis said he sees some similarities here between that team and the team, this Lakers team now. Do you?
A little bit. They have some depth now, more than they did before the trade deadline. I think the X factors for them are Vando, Malik Beasley coming off the bench, be able to shoot, and of course D'Lo, who can play at an all-star level. So if those 3 guys are X factors for them, like I know they can be a really good contender in the West. Austin Reeves has been playing at a high level. Obviously, LeBron has been still doing it at his age. And Anthony Davis, if he's doing his 35 to 40 points a night, they're going to be a serious problem to deal with in the West.
Ooh, a serious problem to deal with in the West. Well, it all gets started tonight in this play-in game. Thank you, Danny. Please do not go too far. So that is the Lakers side of things thus far. But the Timberwolves, they spoke at practice just a couple of minutes ago. Let's hear from Mike Conley and Kyle Anderson.
I feel like people are acting like they've never seen it before. We grown men. We're able to put it behind us, and we both want to win. And we spoke about it that night, and just seeing how everything's playing out is kind of lame, honestly. Like, we're teammates at the end of the day. I don't want it to be like a Kyle versus Rudy thing. That's never the case. I always got my teammates back, and we moved on.
When everybody sees it, when it's out in the open, then it becomes a whirlwind for everybody to just make up whatever they want to make up. Say what they think happened. Oh, these guys hate each other. They've always, it's none of that. Like, it's literally a moment in time, and we passed through that moment, and we're moving on.
It's unfortunate with Jaden's situation. We're going to miss him, but, we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. The next guy, we got to be ready to go and, try to do what he does.
So, Richard, these are the most in-depth comments we've heard from the Timberwolves since Rudy Gobert's suspension. What do you make of what you heard?
Well, I think it's true. Like, again, we talked about it, like the Draymond situation earlier in the year. These type of tussles happen with players all the time. Great players. We saw it in The Last Dance. Michael Jordan talking about the fights and the different things. These things happen. You don't want it to spill over onto the court. You don't want it to happen in that moment. And I stand by it. This team has been in the playoffs for a month, and they've been battling every single game. Everything matters. Emotional, the emotional intensity that's going on right now is extremely high. So I get what they did. I understand why the Timberwolves did it. They did what they were supposed to. They got 2 games to win 1. So they're just going to – this is a culture-building moment.
What do you expect, though, when we look at tonight's game? How do you make up for that type of loss? Because it isn't just Rudy Gobert. Jaden McDaniels, we talked about it on yesterday's show, may even defensively be just as big, if not a bigger loss for them.
Well, we're not even counting Naz Reid.
Right.
Naz Reid, who is also out, he's a restricted free agent this summer. So it's like they're missing Naz Reid. They're missing Rudy Gobert. They're missing Jaden McDaniels. And this is what scares me about it is that all of a sudden you don't want the Lakers to kind of take their foot off the gas pedal. You don't want, an epic game. You don't want an epic game from Karl Anthony Towns. You don't want Ant Edwards to get going. So it's like, for me, it's like, yes, they are hurt. But you know what's really scary is a hurt dog in the corner.
Well, and it's been interesting to watch the Lakers, even over the last couple of games, when you see them in their final game against the Jazz. They came into that game humming. They, more so than a lot of other teams, they play up to their competition, and sometimes they've been guilty of playing down to that competition as well.
Well, I wouldn't even say guilty of playing down to the competition. They just weren't very good. So they were going to lose to some teams that they probably should have, and they were going to beat some teams that they probably shouldn't have. Don't forget that this team started off 2-12, so they weren't a very good team. So even then, maybe everyone gets up for good games. Everyone gets up for big teams. The great teams, the good teams, they are consistent throughout, and the Lakers have not been consistent. So when I look at this, the thing that makes me so fearful is that the Lakers that the Minnesota Timberwolves are a little banged up. And we saw on Don't Stat Me, when Rudy Gobert guards Anthony Davis plays well. And that's a rare matchup because Rudy Gobert is one of the best defenders. Karl Anthony Towns, that's a 5-year sample, 37% when he plays against Anthony Davis. That, to me, says that this is a matchup that we're going to have to really pay attention to in this game.
Jalen, my friend, I'm going to start with you. Today is the day. The Lakers need to win. The Timberwolves need to win, although they get 2 games to win 1. Who you got?
Lakers by double digits. The basketball guys just opened up the heavens and shined down on Los Angeles. Here's a team, as RJ just mentioned, struggled earlier in the season to find its identity, change its roster. And I want to give Darvin Ham, the head coach, a lot of credit for navigating new players on the team. Now you have D'Lo, now you have Vanderbilt, now you have Austin Reeves coming in off the bench playing quality minutes. They built out depth with that team to go with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Plus they get to play at home. Plus they get to play for a 7 seed against a team, no Gobert, no Naz Reid, no Jaden McDaniels. You secure the 7th seed. Now you get a chance to play against Memphis, no Steven Adams, no Brandon Clark. It's really opening up the heavens for the Los Angeles Lakers to advance in the playoffs.
All right, Danny, since you're playing in the East, I am going to have you pick this one out in the West. Who you got tonight?
I do like the Lakers as well. I do think that Minnesota is going to be a closer game than double digits. I don't agree with Jalen on that one. A wounded animal is not something. It's a dangerous one to play against. Even though Lakers have been a wounded animal for the last 2 years, and I do think that they've been playing playoff basketball for the last month or two,
right? And
they're prepared for it. So I think I give them the edge by about 6 points or so.
Oh, okay, a little 6-point bump. This is my thing right now. This is why this game for the Lakers, to me, hinges on their entire playoff success. If they can win Game 7, or if they can win this game, they get multiple days of rest. Multiple days of rest and prep.
Important.
If they lose that game and you got a LeBron James who came back early from injury, you have a lot of guys that are playing more minutes than they're used to. So if you get this win, you can get rest for 3 or 4 more days, and that's versus having to play in the 8 game, and then all of a sudden you have 2 days of rest before you have to go and play against a Denver team. So this stretch right here, this is maybe the most important game of the Lakers have played in 2 years, 2.5 years.
And so you're picking...
Oh, the Lakers.
Okay. I'm picking the Lakers, too. I think they're 8.5-point favorites, something to that tune. I would not be surprised to see the Timberwolves get into this, by the way, but I think the Lakers, they are going to take it tonight. Richard, if we're making picks, who has better hair, Danny or Jalen?
Oh, they got the same haircut,
It's
bro. Like, how
Jalen.
is that? Y'all have the
barber.
Same barber? Who is the barber?
Jalen's got a better. He's got.
Mine is blind.
He's definitely got a better cut than me.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.